Consider this your final warning.
Not because of injuries, but simply because you're a woman. Just dropped a bombshell that every female wrestler needs to hear. And with Charlotte Flair and Andrade's recent divorce making headlines, her warning is more relevant than ever. By the end of this video, you'll understand the dark reality behind WWE relationships, why female superstars are walking on thin ice, and which legendary women actually lost everything when their relationships fell apart. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear will shock you. Let's dive in. All right, let's get right into it. Becky Lynch, the man herself, sat down for an interview on Something's Burning with Bert Kreischer, and what she said sent shockwaves through the wrestling community. When asked about dating in WWE, Becky didn't hold back. She revealed a terrifying truth that female wrestlers face every single day. And I quote, "There was always this thing of, like, if you get into a relationship and things go south, they're not going to fire the guy, they're always going to fire the girl." It was a very, very scary thing. Let me repeat that. They're always going to fire the girl, not sometimes. Not maybe, always. Now, you might be thinking, come on, that can't be true in 2024, right? Well, Becky Lynch has been in this business for over a decade. She's seen it all. She's witnessed relationships form, crumble, and watched careers disappear overnight. And here's the kicker: just months after this interview, we got proof that Becky might be onto something. Charlotte Flair and Andrade's divorce became public. And guess what? Andrade was released from WWE shortly after. Coincidence? Maybe. But let's dig deeper. Charlotte Flair and Andrade seem like WWE's power couple. The daughter of the legendary Ric Flair married to one of the most talented luchadors in the world. They tied the knot in May 2022, and everything looked perfect. But behind the scenes, things were falling apart. Fast forward to 2024, and their marriage quietly ended in divorce. No big announcement, no drama on social media, just silence. Here's where Becky's warning becomes crystal clear. Charlotte Flair, still employed by WWE, still one of the top stars, still getting championship opportunities. Andrade, released from WWE in September 2024, gone, out, done. Now, WWE claimed it was due to a wellness policy violation. But timing is everything in wrestling, and this timing raises some serious questions. Andrade himself came out and took full responsibility for the divorce. In a heartbreaking statement, he said, "I lost her. She didn't lose me." He admitted he was the problem in the marriage. The man owned his mistakes. But here's what's interesting: despite Andrade being the one at fault, despite Charlotte being the innocent party, he's the one without a job, and she's the one still on top. This is exactly what Becky Lynch warned about. The company protects the male star. Wait, no. Actually, in this case, they protected the bigger star. And Charlotte is WWE royalty, literally Ric Flair's daughter. Charlotte is a 14-time women's champion. She's main evented WrestleMania. She's the face of the women's division. Andrade, while incredibly talented, never reached that level in WWE. So the question becomes, was Becky's warning accurate? Or is it more about who's more valuable to the company? Let's look at the pattern, because Charlotte and Andrade aren't the only example. WWE history is filled with relationships that ended with one person's career taking a massive hit. Remember AJ Lee and CM Punk? AJ was one of the hottest stars in WWE, but after she married Punk and he left the company on bad terms, she mysteriously retired shortly after. Coincidence? Brie Bella and Daniel Bryan stepped away from wrestling at the height of her career to support Bryan's recovery and start a family. Yes, it was her choice, but the pattern continues. Nikki Bella and John Cena's breakup was messy and public. Nikki's career never quite recovered the same momentum afterward, even though she was the one who ended things. And let's not forget Paige and Alberto Del Rio. Their toxic relationship ended with Paige's career essentially destroyed, while Del Rio just moved on to different promotions. Now, I'm not saying WWE deliberately punishes women, but there's an undeniable pattern here. When relationships end, female careers suffer more than male careers. That's the reality Becky Lynch is talking about. In the past 15 years, we've seen at least 8 major WWE couples split up. In 6 of those cases, the woman's career took a bigger hit or ended entirely. That's a 75% rate, people. So why does this happen? Is WWE deliberately sexist, or is something else going on? Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's about perceived value. WWE is a business, and businesses protect their most valuable assets. Historically, male superstars have been seen as bigger draws, bigger merchandise movers, and more essential to the company. So when relationship drama happens, WWE looks at who they can't afford to lose versus who they can replace. Now, the women's evolution has changed things significantly. Stars like Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair are massive draws. They're main eventing shows. They're selling out arenas, but old habits die hard. And backstage politics still exist. When there's tension between a couple, someone has to go. And more often than not, it's the person with less perceived leverage. This is why Becky found the idea of dating in WWE scary. She knew that if things went wrong with Seth Rollins, despite being the man, there was a real possibility her career could be on the line. Thankfully, Becky and Seth are going strong. They got married in 2021, have a beautiful daughter named Rue, and both are at the top of WWE. Their relationship is proof that it can work. But Becky's warning remains. Female superstars are playing a dangerous game when they mix business with pleasure. Let's talk about the success story, because Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins are doing it right. They started dating in early 2019, went public in April, got engaged in August, had their daughter Rue in December 2020, and tied the knot in June 2021. They did everything fast, but everything right. And here's what's beautiful. Both of their careers have thrived. Becky became the longest-reigning women's Intercontinental Champion. Seth has been World Heavyweight Champion multiple times. They support each other. They lift each other up. And most importantly, they've proven that WWE relationships can work when both people are equals in the company's eyes. That's the secret, folks. Equality. When both superstars are equally valuable to WWE, the company can't play favorites. They can't sacrifice one for the other because they need both. Same with The Miz and Maurice. Same with Jimmy Uso and Naomi. When both partners are valuable, both partners are protected. But what happens when that balance doesn't exist? Well, we've already seen. Someone gets left behind. So was Becky Lynch right? Do female WWE stars risk their careers when relationships end? The evidence suggests yes, but with a caveat. It's not just about being female. It's about value. It's about leverage. It's about how much the company needs you. Becky's warning is real. Charlotte and Andrade's divorce proved the pattern still exists. But stars like Becky herself prove that you can break that pattern by being irreplaceable. The lesson. If you're a female wrestler in WWE, you better make sure you're so valuable that the company can't afford to lose your relationship or no relationship. What do you think? Is Becky Lynch right? Is WWE still playing favorites? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you made it this far, smash that like button, subscribe for more WWE deep dives, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when we expose the truth behind the curtain. Thanks for watching, and remember, in WWE, nobody is truly safe. I'll see you in the next one.